The sniper aimed at the presidential candidate, yet the candidate instantly caught a glimpse of the sniper's reflection. The sniper's brain calculated the distance and wind speed faster than light. He could have dodged the bullet the moment it was fired, but he purposely allowed it to hit his shoulder, hoping to gain more public sympathy and win extra votes. Despite his efforts to hide it, the sniper soon realized something shocking: the candidate also possessed superpowers. Just 1 year earlier, this man had been completely ordinary, no status, no money, nothing. But everything changed the day a friend handed him a mysterious pill. The moment he took it, his brain capacity instantly shot up to 50%. That same night, when his landlady came to collect rent, he suddenly saw a strange vision in his hand, and even correctly guessed what the woman was thinking. While he worried about his exams, the landlady was stunned. Within half a minute, he gave her flawless professional tutoring, solving every question she had. Overwhelmed with gratitude, she immediately waived 6 months' rent. Even more incredible, the woman, who usually struggled with creativity, completed an entire novel in just 1 hour. When she took her manuscript to a publishing house, the owner was blown away and offered her $1 million contract on the spot. But just as he was about to continue exploring his new abilities, he realized the drug's effects had worn off. Terrified of returning to a normal life, he rushed to his brother-in-law's luxurious villa. But when he arrived, he found the man bruised and beaten. The Drug Administration hadn't approved the drug. Before the official approval process, he had been given only a single stolen pill. If he wanted more, he'd have to serve as the man's butler for a day, cooking, cleaning, and serving him like a servant. With no choice, he reluctantly agreed. But when he returned to the villa, eager for his next dose, he found the door ajar. His brother-in-law, who had somehow been harassed earlier, panicked at his appearance and immediately called the police. Before they arrived, the man quickly stuffed the stolen pill into his pants. Thankfully, the police didn't search him, they simply took a statement and let him leave. Moments later, he staggered down the street, clearly having taken the pill again. In a single instant, he came up with a plan. To achieve his ultimate goal of becoming President of the United States, he needed massive amounts of money. So he borrowed $100,000 from loan sharks and started working at a securities firm. With his enhanced intelligence, he calculated stock market numbers at lightning speed. While everyone else panicked, he grew his $100,000 into $2 million in just 1 week. The entire financial world was shaken. For major institutions immediately sent him job offers. His incredible rise quickly caught the eye of a Wall Street tycoon named Carl, an ambitious man who desperately needed a financial genius to solve a huge problem. He wanted total domination of the energy sector, but one powerful company stood in his way. Only this man could help him achieve a monopoly. The acquisition would bring Carl unimaginable wealth, but he had no idea the man standing beside him dreamed even bigger. He wanted to use Carl's empire as a stepping stone to power and, eventually, control all of Wall Street. However, his stash of pills was running dangerously low. Determined to uncover the truth behind the drug, he began calling the contacts listed in his brother-in-law's old records. Shockingly, every single person he called was either dead or in a vegetative state. The drug had horrifying side effects. Just as he made the final call, his phone rang from behind him. Someone had discovered the pills. Assassins were already hunting him. He managed to slip into a taxi and escape, but the pill's effects had worn off again. Just as he was about to take his next dose, he ran straight into the thug who had loaned him the original $100,000. This guy was unbelievable. He had made millions in Europe yet still owed high-interest loan sharks money. After beating the man severely, he spotted the dropped pill. Without hesitation, he swallowed it himself. After reclaiming his money, he walked away smugly. Now completely drained and powerless, the man crawled to his girlfriend's office, begging her to retrieve the remaining pill. She rushed to the location, secured the pill, and started driving back, only to realize someone was following her. She immediately abandoned the car and ran toward a nearby park, with an assassin closing in fast. Her life was on the line. Without a second thought, she swallowed the pill herself. Within seconds, she understood exactly why her boyfriend was so desperate to keep using it. Her mind erupted with clarity. In one swift sequence of moves, she devised a flawless counterattack, eliminated the assassin, and managed to deliver the pill safely to her boyfriend. With their supply dwindling, she purchased a laboratory to replicate the drug. Using the pill's enhanced intelligence, the man helped his boss eliminate all competitors, turning the company into a monopoly in the energy industry. But just as he celebrated his victories, the loan shark reappeared, demanding to know where the drug came from. 2 years passed. The man had transformed into a United States senator, now only one step away from the presidency. Just when he thought nothing could stop him. Confident and self-assured, Carl suddenly walked into his office. He had finally realized the truth: a man like this could never remain a servant. One day, he would rise high enough to become Carl's rival. So Carl made a bold move. He bought a pharmaceutical company, the very same one where the pill had originally been developed. Then he secretly shut down the private laboratory the man had been using. Carl demanded a lifetime supply of pills, in exchange for the man's complete subservience. But experience had taught the young man more than Carl expected. To Carl's shock, the man simply smiled. He had already improved the formula and no longer needed Carl or his resources. Standing before someone who had essentially become a god, Carl realized his reign was over. Defeated and humiliated, he could only walk away in silence. 2 years passed. The man had transformed into a United States senator, now only one step away from the presidency. Just when he thought nothing could stop him. Confident and self-assured, Carl suddenly walked into his office. He had finally realized the truth: a man like this could never remain a servant. One day, he would rise high enough to become Carl's rival. So Carl made a bold move. He bought a pharmaceutical company, the very same one where the pill had originally been developed. Then he secretly shut down the private laboratory the man had been using. Carl demanded a lifetime supply of pills, in exchange for the man's complete subservience. But experience had taught the young man more than Carl expected. To Carl's shock, the man simply smiled. He had already improved the formula and no longer needed Carl or his resources. Standing before someone who had essentially become a god, Carl realized his reign was over. Defeated and humiliated, he could only walk away in silence.